So why are all these carburetor parts on my workbench? Where's the carburetor? Why did it leave all its parts on the workbench? Oh, I better go find that thing. Figure out what it's doing. Oh boy. Alright, so this is just a quick little update video. We got the Heim joints here and connecting rods. These are right hand thread, left hand thread, so I'll be able to adjust the steering with them by adjusting the rod here. So these are kind of cool. I'm excited about that. We also got our rod here. This is a piece of 3/4 aluminum that I polished, hand polished there, mirror quality. I can pretty much do my hair and brush my teeth in it if I wanted to. Just as well, we made a bracket on the end here. Let me set this down without dropping it. There we go. We made a bracket here for the original wagon ball. I'm gonna have to weld the bracket onto here for all the steering leakage and everything, but I went ahead and made a bracket. I bent this tube also. You can see that it's got a bend in it. I bent the tube. I don't have a tube bender, so I had to figure something out. So I just drilled a hole in the tube itself. I took a nut and a bolt, and I just nut and bolted the tube into my into a spare rim that I have here, a spare Excel rim, which, you know, aluminum rim for future projects. And I went ahead and bent it over and put the bend in it, and so that's how I got the little bend there in the pipe without a tube bender. See what else we got going on here that we've done. Oh, we went ahead and drilled our holes. This is the fake engine plate that we're going to be using. It's off an old BSA. It's a BSA valve cover. I went ahead and just cleaned it up, drilled my 2 holes there. That's where the carburetor is going to go as soon as I can find it. Don't know where it went. Have our tubes here that we went ahead notch cut as well. Pretty decent little notch cuts. Then I just went ahead and cut them for equal length. Those are going to be the front runners for everything on there. We got to weld all that up. Some Volkswagen heads. We'll do that project here shortly. I'm pretty sure I know where the carburetor is. We'll go walk outside here. I think it's lounging in the Ohio sun. Trying to get some of the sun rays before the snow hits. Oh, look at that. Look what I found lounging in the sun there. All right. Yep. Completely disassembled carburetor. Put some paint on it. I'm going to make it look good. So like I said, just a quick little update video on what we've been doing. Haven't really got a whole lot of camera footage on some of this stuff. Been working late nights trying to get some stuff done. I did get the brackets done. Sorry about the shaky cam and walking everywhere, but I got these little brackets done for the steering buckles. I went ahead and just made a template out of cardboard, then put it on the piece of flat stock metal that we've been using for all the rest of it, and I went ahead and cut out some brackets, drilled some holes in there. Those are going to fit right on our spindles here. It might fit on our spindle if we can keep it going. There we go. So those will weld up on the spindles there. So we have, you know, a turnbuckle for it. Actually, they'll probably go this way because that'll be proper. So we'll get that all welded up. We'll get the frame all welded up. We'll get the carburetor out of the sun. And I don't know if I want to put all those parts back on. I kind of like the incredibly raw look of it. So we'll go ahead and finish this video up here, and we'll keep chugging along. It's a quick little update video of what's going on, and we'll keep moving and keep you guys posted. See you next time. All right, so what we've got going on here, we're going to go ahead and weld up the 2 lower frame rails that we have notched and fitted. Now, I don't have a tube bender like I previously mentioned, so what I went ahead and did is I bought a motorcycle 7/8 steel drag bar off eBay for like $15. They already have the upswept angles that I was looking for, so I went ahead and just took off the, it wasn't even powder coated, I think it was $15, it was just painted. So easy for me, but it was metal. So I went ahead and squared all these up. That angle here, or measurement I should say, is 5 3/4 all the way down. What that is going to do is match up with the 2 holes that I have here and the 2 holes that I have up here. That way that the fake motor can actually bolt down. I'll drill through those frame rails and I'll tap them and I'll put you know, bolts through there and bolt that cover down there. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing here. We're gonna go ahead and weld this up and we'll be back. Here we go. Okay, so we have our frame rails here. We have them welded up there. I also went ahead and cut off the end to shorten it up and have the bend in it. You can see here. Cut it off at what would be 90 to the ground, because remember, this is a drag bar, so this piece, you know, angles up like that. So put it on the bandsaw here, laid the frame flat on the bandsaw, and then ran the bent part through at a 90 degrees so that, you know, this is 90 degrees. So when I put the spindle bracket, which is what I'm getting ready to weld on here, when I put the spindle bracket on the front mount, the spindle bracket will be 90 degrees to the ground. So this is kind of a kind of a crazy jig setup I have going on here. 2 magnets held it in place. Got the spindle bracket on the front bar there. I've got the front, you know, bar piece here. You know, it completely leveled and zeroed out, and you know, got this whole jig setup going on here. So this is what we're doing here in the garage for the hot rod wagon. We'll keep going here and welding some stuff up, and when we come back, you know, we'll have a nice setup and we'll show you what goes on next. Well, there you go, guys. Brackets on, all welded up. I kind of cleaned up the area from all the slag and everything, but we got them all welded up there from the front. A little bow bar, I like it. Looks good, pretty sweet. I'm happy with it. We're gonna keep trucking along here. We're gonna put the spindles in here, mount up the wheels and suspension, and we're going to end up cutting a notch into the bar here. We're gonna lay, well, that kind of looked like it was crooked, but it's not. It's just the way the cameras, I guess. It's gonna lay a bar across the 2 of them, across there and one across there. Ooh. Fixing to get crazy. All right. We'll put a bar across there. We'll mount it to the wagon over there, and we'll keep trucking along. All right. All right. So here's what I'm going to do to mount it. To mount the front frame rails and beam bar and spindle mounts and all that to the bottom of the wagon. I'm going to make 2 of these brackets here. I went over in the other video how I bend these brackets on my little vise there. I just bent them over after doing some measurements, and get those things to fit in there quite nice. We'll line them up there like so, and then I'll come down and I'll run a weld bead down here, and I'll do it on this side over here, and then I'll do one along the back side here, and that will get me a flat platform across the top. I'll do another one here roughly, that way the front of the wagon will get bolted down there. We'll have the nice long front frame. So when we come back, I'll have both these brackets made and welded on here, and we'll continue on from there. Welcome back. So we got the frame part of it all done. We bent the 2 brackets back here. We went ahead and welded them into place on both sides. 1 and 2. There you go. As you can see, also I had placed the wagon on top here and drilled the 4 holes for the front of the wagon. That's where the front of the wagon is going to go. This is going to extend out the front of the wagon. Then our spindles and front wheels are going to go on both sides there. These holes here I had to line up, and they are tapped for our fake motor, which is this bad boy here, which I know I haven't really shown a lot of lately, but there's the fake motor there. It's got the K&N air filter with the chrome top. It's an old Volkswagen Solex carburetor, completely stripped down. We painted it, said the BSA top valve cover that we put the holes into, and we painted it also. I put some fake hoses on it here, kind of give it some little pizzazz, and put a fake gasket down here, polished up the jets and all that, make it go there. But these holes here, we're gonna bolt it down. We got a couple of the fake bolts back here just to make it even all the way around. Next thing we're going to do is going to be the front bracket up front, which is going to be this piece here is what we're going to be pulling on. So this is going to slide under there like that, and we're going to bolt that up, and then that's where the handle is going to go for the wagon itself. Now I went ahead and bent this like I've bent everything else in the videos, just put it on the vise, scribe lined it, bent it over. What I did here is I put a template down for the heim joint and rod holes, because it's going to be pretty close, and you can see there it's going to be pretty close on the edges of room there, but once it's done, it's in there, it's going to look nice and clean, nice and tight. But that's what this piece is here. Just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. Like I said, that's going to go there, and then our heim rods and joints are going to go on both sides. So that's where we're sitting so far. A little bracket there, our fake motor set up, ready to go. When I get further along with this bracket, I said I'm just going to drill a hole in the middle down through. I got my centered already hold, my little hole there, or I'm sorry, my little dot that I'm going to drill there is where that's going to go. So that will sit in the middle like so. And then I have a couple of washers, nylon washers and spacers and all that, and I'll show you guys that setup once I get it on here. But a little bit of an update. There you go. We're moving right along in this hot rod wagon. And all right, so we have the two spindles here, and we have the little turn buckles on both spindles. How I made those, I just made a little cardboard template that I knew would fit the spindles around, and I cut it out on my little bandsaw here. Just made little notches and then cut them around. What I'm going to end up doing, like I said, I'm just going to weld these up on the underside there and there. I did take out the insert bushing that we did a couple of videos ago, just because I'm going to weld and I don't want to melt it in. So as soon as the pieces welded on here, I'll put that bushing back in there, and they're just held on here with some magnets. So I'm going to weld them up there. So what we got going on here as well, I bent up the bracket there. I'm going to end up welding the front wagon pull handle to that there. Made a custom little top bushing, if you will, just kind of clean it up, a little bit of bling, make it look good. I do have a nylon spacer washer down there to help everything spin smoothly. That's made from that same shark bite plastic tubing that I had, and I just notch cut that and then cut a little pieces off it, 7/8 notch hole saw, I guess, if you will, and then just cut it off using a Lennox 7/8 hole saw. Pretty nice little saw, man. I'll tell you what, I've been beating the hell out of this thing, and it barely looks like it's been used at all. So those guys know what they're doing. Lennox products, rock on. And some of you guys saw it in the other video, maybe some of you guys didn't. I do have the wagon pull arm here. It is mirror polished, as you guys can see. That is a nice piece. Hand polished it down there. Drilled a little hole in it down there for the bottom, and that's going to be the wagon handle. We'll get to that more in the upcoming video, but for now on this video, it's just going to be welding those spindle brackets. All right, there we go.